In this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually use Story Bible without filling in all of the boxes. So as I mentioned before, you do not have to go through your brain dump and all these subsequent boxes and put things in them. You can leave them blank. If you want stuff in there but don't want the AI to generate things, you can fill them in yourself. But some people only use Story Bible to do prose. So the only requirement to generate prose is to have beats. You don't even need anything in your outline. Now, to generate beats, you do need something in your outline. It is not going to generate them for you if your outline is blank. However, if you know how you want your story beats to go or your scene beats, you could write stuff in here. I am just going to tell it. So my beat one is just write a creepy, horrifying retelling of Pinocchio with jump scares and a tragic ending. Things to keep in mind. If the rest of your boxes are blank, first of all, it doesn't know any style that you want. So if you want first person, third person, you want to try a header, a person past tense in your header. Or you can just go ahead and put that in the style if you want. If you use the header, keep in mind, if your amount of prose ends up getting very long, you might need to reinforce this. So in addition to having it in the header, once I get down to other beats, I might start putting it at the beginning of a beat. So I'm reminding it, hey, this is the tense and everything that we are using. So that is how you can get your style in there. Either just fill that out in the style box or do a header and inside your beats. Now also keep in mind, I don't have anything in my characters box. It is empty, just like all of the others. So when the AI goes to generate my prose, it is going to make up characters because I haven't told it anything about who I want to use or, describing them or anything like that. So let's just generate, and we're just going to do this first beat like this. Let's do most accurate. And those names estimated 200 words. So this is a good way for you to do some short stories. If you have all of the details in mind, you can essentially put all your story details here in this beats box, and it'll start writing for you. And you'll see it's actually going to stop here because we only had that one beat. And you can see how the style also comes out without me guiding it. That's something I also recommend if you're just starting out. Leave the style box empty, or maybe just do that first person, third person from whoever's POV if you want that. And see what you think about the models that way. So again, we just had one beat in here. Just a quick story. If I wanted more, if I was doing this story for real, of course, I would go through and add in all of my additional beats. So it does the story like this, or I could tell it, open the scene with an old toy maker creating a doll in his workshop. Focus on the care he takes. Well, he carves the doll's face, the toy maker finishing the doll and then retiring to bed for the night, as he wishes for a child of his own. And so I can just keep going. I'm only going to do a few like this so you can get the idea. I don't have anything specific in mind, so I'll have to let the AI make something up. Have a magical event happen that brings the doll to life in the middle of the night while the toy maker is sleeping. Right? The dolls like angelic features lovingly by the toy maker twist into a vision of horror. We have those two strides, and that's all it's going to do. So I would, if I had, again, this whole vision in mind for my story, I would just keep going and put all my details in here because I have up to 2,000 words. That is more than the outline box. That is essentially brain dumps. I could put everything in here that I want for my story. And, let's just say I did it all. I got down to beat 25. So I want to show it ending in this story with, I forgot how to spell Pinocchio all of a sudden. It's Pinocchio killing Geppetto, but I think I spelled those wrong. Sincere apologies for that. But that's how you can do this. So again, all these other boxes are blank, but I can just put my story here in the beats. I'm just going to leave it this way because the numbers don't really matter, which is something we'll discuss later. And keep in mind, again, if you're doing it this way and you don't have anything in your character box, it's going to make things up. Now here, I've mentioned Pinocchio, I've mentioned Geppetto, but it could still throw in a lot of new characters or whatever it wants to do, and of course, describe them however it wants to, since I don't have character box descriptions. But you can see here it's estimated 1,000 words. So I could just keep going and try to aim for, if I wanted a 5,000 word story, I could try shooting for that. I'm just going to generate with this. And I'm going to use Weaver because Weaver is closer to my style. So I'm just going to see what it'll do. I'll let that go. The blade was soft and warm in his hands, the scent of pine filling the air as he shaped the features of the doll's face. He hummed to himself, lost in the rhythm of his movements. Not bad. It doesn't seem very Weaver-esque today. It's lacking that little spice that it usually had. Took a step back to admire his work. Satisfying smile spreading across his wrinkled face. Oh, and there's the good old couldn't help but. So it's not doing bad. I'm just going to let it continue. What was it at? I think it's told us estimated 1,000 words. Let's go now. But I believe it said estimated words count will be 1,000. And it'll be this stride and one more, and it'll be done. First customer order. And then goes to the workshop to start working. Dolls scattered everywhere, faces contorted. Once angelic features twisted into a grotesque vision of horror. So it took that very little work like that. His hand shot out and clasped over his mouth, muffling the sound. A putrid stench filled the air as it leaned in close. So again, you can just see how it would start creating your story. And this is jumping into that final one where I said to end the story with a tragic ending. The world went black for the toy maker, and Pinocchio looks like it's strangling. That is how you can do Story Bible without actually going through all of the boxes if that's your preference. You can see up here it's still going, but it's wrapping up. So there you go. In the next videos, we will start going through each box and doing them more in the typical manner. But again, to sum up all of this, you do not have to have stuff in this box and all of these boxes. If you want to fill them out but don't want the AI to generate things, you can bring all of that stuff in. This is very customizable. It just takes some playing around with to see the method that you prefer. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, everyone.